Hello everyone. Today we'll be building AI powered virtual mentor. So we can ask the mentorship questions to the AI and it should be able to generate the response, right? So this one will be building with the help of HTML, CSS and JavaScript. So we'll be making use of the Gemini 1.5 Flash model. And also let's start by creating the HTML file. So I'll just give the name index.html. Let me give let me create the CSS file as well. So yeah, I'll come to index.html and let's create very basic HTML template. So I'll just remove the title and give AI powered virtual mentor. Yeah. Next, let's link the style sheet, or I'll do one thing. Yeah, let's link the style sheet first and give the path and name style.css. So here, along with the pure CSS, I'll be making use of the Materialize CSS as well as the font awesome, right? I need the Materialize JS as well. So what I'll do, I just have these links. This is Materialize CSS. You can see Materialize CSS as well as the font awesome, right? I'll just copy this one. I'll cut this one and let me paste it over here. Also, have got the Materialize JS with me within the script tag. I'll just cut this one. Let me paste it over here after the body tag, right? So after this one, I have the script tag with me. Basically what we are doing here, let me cut this one as well and let me paste it over within the head. So what I am doing, I'm just importing the importing the module at Google/generative-AI from the URL, this URL. Basically, from this URL, we are importing this module. So I have made use of the Materialize CSS as well as the font awesome CSS and also the Materialize JS. How to get these things, right? So let me put the Chrome. Let me search for cdnjs. So it will redirect me to the cdnjs.com, right? Here, come here, search for Materialize. So for the link tag, will be just copy this one and paste it over here. The first one, the same thing I have pasted over here. Also for the font awesome, just search for font awesome and here click this one. Copy this one by making use of this icon. Just click on this one and just paste it over here. Next, this one. So we know now how to make use of the Materialize CSS as well as the how to get the Materialize CSS as well as the font awesome from the this thing cdnjs. Also we have to get the Materialize JS as well, right? For that one, just search for Materialize, click on this one, just wait for some time. Yeah, here in the asset type, just choose the JavaScript instead of all. So copy this one, copy script tag and just paste it over here after the body tag, right? So let me completely close this one, Chrome. So script, so this you have to go through the this one, Gemini API documentation. So from there, I've just, what I've done here, I've just implemented, imported the this module from this URL. So next, let's start by writing the HTML code. Initially what I'll do, I'll just make use of the div tag. So div class, I'll give container. I'll just make use of one more div other than this div. Let me give class name header. Within this div, I want to make use of the h1 tag. So within the H1, I'll just copy the same thing. AI powered virtual mentor by Bharat. So I'll just copy this one. Let me paste it over here. So next to Bharadwaj, what I'll do, I'll just give my YouTube channel icon. So you can give any image of yours, or you can just ignore this as well. So I'll just give me a second. So I'll just open the notepad. Let me cut this one and paste it over here. So you can give any relevant image here, right? So I have just given my channel image, YouTube channel image. Here I'll be giving just Bharadwaj. Let me make use of the class name profile hyphen image mg, right? So after closing of this div, let me make use of one more div. So I'll just give the class name mentor. So I'll just give z dep 5. So within this one, let me make use of one more div. Here within this div, I'll just give class name input hyphen group. So after this one, within this div, I'll just make use of the text area as well as the button. Let me give text area. I don't want to make use of the name, so I'll just delete this one. So ID, I'll give question input. Also, let's make use of the placeholder. Let's make use of the placeholder. I'll just give ask your question or share your challenge. So this is it for the text area. So I'll just make use of one more thing. I'll just give rows. Let me give 3, right? So this is it for the text area. Next, let me make use of the button as well. So for the button, I'll just give ID of get advice btn. So, and let me give the class name btn purple darken. Let's set this one to 4, right? We are making use of the materialize CSS. So if you want to know how we are designing, just go through the materialize CSS documentation. You can change this one according to your requirements, right? So I'll just give the name of the button get advice. So this is it for the button, also for this div. So after the completion of this div, let me create one more div. Just give me a second. So within this div, I'll just give ID of spinner. So we'll be making use of the spinner before displaying the, before getting the result from the API after clicking of the get advice button, right? So for that purpose, we'll be making use of the spinner. So I'll just give class name spinner hyphen wrapper. So within this div, I'll just make use of one more div class of spinner, right? So this is it for the, this is for this div. So I don't want to give anything within the within this div basically. So after the closing of the main div, what I'll do, I'll just create one more div. So for this div, I'll just give, not here. Basically, I'll just give ID of generated content. Also, let me give the class name generated content itself. So I'll just copy the same thing. Let me copy here and paste it over here. This is it for this div. Let me format the document once. So yeah, after closing of this div basically, so what I'll do, I want to make use of the footer tag. I'll just give footer. I'll just give class name footer. So within this footer, let me make use of the paragraph tag. Within the paragraph tag, I'll just make use of the HTML entity ampersand copy. So this is nothing but the copyright symbol, right? Just give all rights reserved EI forward virtual mentor by, I'll just give my this one YouTube channel name. I'm in link. You can give any link of your website, or if you have the YouTube channel, anything that is relevant to this project you can give. So I'll just make use of the span tag. Within the span tag, I'll make use of the anchor tag href. I'll just come here. I'll just cut this one and let me paste it over here. This is one thing. I'll just keep Bharadwaj here. So this is it for the span tag within the paragraph tag, right? So this is it for the footer as well. Also, this is for the index.html. Let me format the document once. So this is it for the HTML file. Next, we'll start styling, right? We'll start writing the CSS. First of all, I want to make use of the Poppins font. For that, what I'll do, open the Chrome. Let me type in Poppins font. So I'll just click on the first one. Let me click on Get Font, Get Embed Code, Import, select the import, and let me copy these 3 lines, right? Copy this one and let me paste it over here. So I just want to make use of the, let's style for the body. Sorry, I'll just come here again. Let me copy this one. Copy this one and let me close this one completely for now. The primary font will be making use of is Poppins. If something goes wrong, we'll be making use of sans serif. Let's continue styling. So margin 0, padding 0, background, linear gradient of 135 degree, double F, 9A, 9E, 0%, FAD, 0CF. So 100%. Min height of 100 view height. Also display select flex direction column overflow X and just give hidden. So this is it for the body. Next, let's style for the container. I'll just come here. Let me copy this one container. Let me paste it over here. For the container, let's give max width of 1200 pixel, margin of 0 and auto. Also, let me give padding of 20 pixel. Let's give flex 1. This is it for the container. Next, let's style for the header. So just come here. Let me copy this one header. Let me paste it over here. So for the header, we give text align, center, margin bottom of 20 pixels. Also color, let me give some darker background color. So I'll just give color 333. So also next, let's style for the profile image. So with the profile image class, I'll just come here. Somewhere I have given here, right? This one. Let me copy this one. Let me paste it over here. For the profile image, I'll just give width, auto, height, 1 EM, also border radius 50%, vertical align, middle, margin left of, let me give 5 pixels. So after profile image, this is it for the profile image. Let's style for the H1. I'll just come here. Let me copy the H1. Let me paste it over here. For the H1, I'll just give margin 0, font size, let me give 20 pixels. Also, font weight of 600. So this is it for the H1. Next, let's style for the error. So this error, this is not coming from the index.html file. Basically, this is coming from the JavaScript file. The HTML that we have made use of it in the JavaScript file. Basically, just follow along with me. When we write the JavaScript file, you'll come to know. So let me give color red. Next, let's style for the input group. So where is this input group coming from? Let me copy this one, right? Class of input group we have given for this step. Let me copy this one and let me paste it over here. For the input group, I'll just give margin bottom of 20 pixel. This is it for the input group. Next, let's style for the text area. So where is text area? I'll just come here. Let me copy this one, paste it over here. For the text area, let me give width of 100%. Also padding of 10 pixel. Border of none. Border radius of 5 pixels. Margin bottom of 10 pixel. Transition of, let me give completely border color 0.3 seconds. Let's make use of 0.3 seconds as well as ease, right? We don't need any outline, or let's give the outline none. So we don't need any outline. Let me give background color of white, right? Also color, let me make use of some dark background color. I'll just give 333 in this case. So this is it for the text area. Next, let's style for the same but on focus. So let me give focus. Let's only change the outline color, right? So let me give outline this one. So let me remove this one, outline none. Let me remove this one. So also what I'll do, outline color, right? So let me give here outline color. So after the, this is it for the text area on focus. Next, let's style for the generated content, right? So just give me a second. Yeah, let's style for the generated content. So I'll just come here. Let me copy this one, ID of generated content we have given. So let me copy this one. Let me paste it over here. So for the generated content, let me give padding of 20 pixel. Also border radius of 5 pixels. Also background color of white. So margin bottom, let me give auto max height of 100 view height minus 350 pixel. Overflow y of auto. Y is nothing but for the vertical this thing, right? Let's make use of the, let's customize the scroll bar. style, right? So I'll just come here. Just give me a second. Scroll bar width. Yeah, this one, first one itself. Scroll bar width. Let me give thin, right? Also, scroll bar color I want to make use of. Where is the scroll bar color? Let me give, yeah, scroll bar color. I'll just give, let make use of the purple. So also, so let me copy the same thing. Generate for the generated content. Let me give this one. Let me make use of WebKit scroll bar. So here, let me set the width to 10 pixel. Can increase this one, but I think 10 pixel looks good. Let me copy the same thing twice and make the necessary changes, right? For the thumbnail, over. So let me give this one. Right. So here, scroll bar, let's add the thumb as well. So this one, here, let me select this one. Instead of width, let me give background color CC 2BA. I'll be selecting this color. Also, border radius, let me give 5 pixel. So here, let me add the thumb again, but this time on hover, right? So yeah, did I miss anything? No, right? So yeah, let me set the background color to purple. Sorry, did I miss places? Yeah. Now let's style for the paragraph tag within the generated content. So let me copy the same thing. Let me copy this one. Let me paste it over here. Here we are styling for this one, right? Paragraph tag within the generated content. So yeah, this one paragraph tag will be creating that one in the JavaScript, right? So just follow along with me. Let me give margin bottom of 30 pixel and also line height of 1.5. Next, what I'll do, let's style for the footer. I'll just come here. Let me copy this one and paste it over here. For the footer, what I'll do, I'll just text align, center, padding of 10 pixel and 0, border top of 1 pixel, solid, CCC. Background color, let me give RGBA of 255 thrice and 0.8. So position, let's give fixed. Let's set the bottom and left to 0. Left also I'll give 0. Width 100%. Color, let me give some darker color. I'll just give 333 in my case. And let's give the Z index of 1000. So this is it for the footer. Next, let's style for the anchor tag within the footer. So this footer remains same. Let me come here. Here is the anchor tag, right? Let me copy this one and paste it over here. So color, I'll give 007 BFF. So text decoration, let me give none. This is it for the anchor tag within the footer, right? Also, same thing, but anchor tag on hover, right? Sorry. This is it. Let's give text decoration underline on hover. Also, let's style for the spinner wrapper as well as the spinner, right? So let me come here. Where is the spinner wrapper? This one, class of spinner wrapper we have given within this step. Let me copy this one. Just give me a second. What happened to this thing? So yeah, let me copy this one and paste it over here. For the spinner wrapper, I'll just give display none, justify content, center, align items, center, position, absolute. Let's set top left, top bottom, left and right to 0. So I'll just give top 0, left 0, bottom 0, as well as the, okay, right to 0. So here, okay, that's fine. Background color, let me give RGBA off. Just select this one and change the 0.8 to 0.5. Let me give Z index of 999. So this is it for the spinner wrapper. Next, let's style for the spinner. So where is spinner? So here within this div, we have created one more div and we have given the class name spinner, right? I'll just copy this one, spinner, and let me paste it over here. Border, I'll just give 4 pixel, solid, RGBA off. So 0, thrice and 0.1, right? Next, for the left color, I'll just give purple, border radius of, let me give 50%, width of 40 pixel, height of 40 pixel, and let me give animation. Let me set the name to spin. 1 second. Linear. Let's keep this one to infinite. So within the keyframes, let's give spin, right? Let me give keyframes. We have given the name here spin, right? The same thing I have given here spin. So let's style this one. Let me give 2. Let's make use of the transform. Rotate of 360 degree. So 360 degrees. So this is it for the CSS. Let me format the document once. So what I have done is I have installed an extension called Live Server. So let's wait for some time. This one. So what this does is whenever we make changes in the HTML, index.html file, the changes will get directly reflected in the browser so that we don't have to reload the page again and again to see the changes. This will be really helpful. So you can install it as well. So I'll just close this one. Let me come to index.html, right click and click on open with Live Server. Let's wait for some time.
I said, I'm waiting. I bring me into one of the in now I'm not on my management or that.
So this is looking like this. Here we have to give the prompt. So you can see here, ask your question or share your challenge. So you can just give the prompt, ask anything. After clicking of the get advice button, we have to get the advice by making use of the Gemini API, right? So this one will be doing with the help of JavaScript. Let me open the Visual Studio Code again. Let me create the JavaScript file. Here I'll just give index.js, right? So let me move this one to the right. So after this one, what I'll do, I'll just make use of the script tag and include the JS file by giving index.js, right? So within this index.js file, let's start writing the JavaScript code. Initially, what I'll do, just give me a second. Let's import the Google Generative AI module from the specified package. So how we can do that one? Let me give import Google Generative AI from this one, right? This package. Let me copy the same thing. Let me paste it over here at Google/generative-AI, right? Let me format the document once. Next, what I'll do, let's give the Gemini API key. So how to get the Gemini API key? So I'll initially, let me make use of the variable name Gemini underscore API underscore. So how to get the Gemini API key? Just open the Chrome. Here, search for Google AI Studio, right? So just click on the first one. Iterate with Google AI Studio. Let's wait for some time. So this will redirect to this page. I'll click on the get API key in the Google AI Studio, right? So after coming here, what we'll do, so here you can see create API key. If you are creating the new API key, just click on this one. After clicking on this one, you can just create the application and you can click on the create API key. So if this is not allowing you to create the API key, you can do one thing. Just go to the Firebase console and create application there and host some website there. So after hosting the website, whatever the name that you have given for the application, this will appear here. So you can select any one, any project, and click on get create API key for the existing project, and it will generate the API key and it will display here. So I have already selected my first project, and let me click here. Let me copy the API key. So I'll just paste the same thing, right? So please don't copy my API key. Get your own API key. So I'll just close this one. Next, what we'll be doing, let's get the get advice button element from the HTML. For that one, I'll just make use of the variable name get advice button. Let's give document dot get element by ID or get -advice button. So where is the get advice button coming from? Let's come to index.html file. So button we have used here. Here we have made use of we have given ID of name get -advice button. So I'll just paste the same thing over here. So after this one, let's add the event listener to the get advice button to call the get advice function when we click on it, right? So here I'll just come to UI. When we click this button, we are adding the event listener, right? So that we get the advice button to call the advice get advice function when click. So I'll just minimize this one. Let me come here and make use of get advice button. Let's add or attach the event listener of click, and let's call the function get advice. So get advice, we have not written this function yet. We'll be writing this function in the future. So just follow along with me. Next, what we'll do, we'll get the text area input element. Also, we'll get the text area input element from the HTML. So I'll just make use of the variable name question input. Let me give document dot get element by ID of question input. So where is the question input coming from? Here, this one, right? ID of question input we have given. So let me copy this one. Also, let me leave some space over here. So this looks good in the placeholder, right? So let me come here and let me paste it over here. So after doing this, what we'll do, we'll write the function to handle getting advice from the AI model. So I'll just come to the UI. So when we click get advice, right? When we give the prompt and when we click on the get advice, we have to get the advice right here within the result container. So for that one, we'll be writing the function. So how to write the function? We'll make use of the async and await. So let me comment this one and write async function to handle getting advice from the AI model. So I'll just make use of the term async get function and give the function name get advice. Within this one, let's get the trimmed value initially for the spaces, right? Let's make use of the variable name question. Let me give question input. Let's trim it. So I'll just give value. So sorry, this is just value. Let's make use of the trim function. So next, what I'll do, let's check if the input is empty. So if the input is empty and if we click on the button give advice, will be showing the alert, please enter your question or the challenge. So here, this shouldn't be empty, right? If this is empty and if we click on the get advice, we are showing some alert. So in my case, I'll just come here and just make use of the if condition, not of question. I'll just show the alert of please enter your question or challenge. So this is what I get. You can give anything relevant, right? So let me return nothing. So what we are doing, we are exiting the function if the input is empty. So that's why we are not returning anything. So after this one, what I'll do, let's create the new instance of the Google Generative AI with the Gemini API key. So let me make use of the variable name Gen AI. Okay, new Google Generative AI, right? So this one itself of Gemini API key. So let me give this one. After creating the new instance of the Google Generative AI, what we'll do, we'll get the generative model from the AI service. How to get? So let me correct this one. So basically, how to get the generative AI model from the AI service? I'll just make use of the variable name model and let's give Gen AI dot get generative model of, let's specify the model, right? Let me choose model, give the model version. I'll just give Gemini hyphen 1.5 hyphen flash, right? Yeah. After this one, what we'll do, we'll get the spinner element from the HTML to show before generating the advice. So I'll just come to the UI here. So after giving the prompt here and clicking on get advice button, before the advice is generated with the help of API, we'll be displaying the spinner. So that's what we'll be doing here. So I'll just make use of the variable name spinner. Let me give document dot get element by ID of spinner. So where is spinner from? This one. Here we have given class name of, this one, ID of spinner, right? Just copy this one. Let me paste it over here. here. After this one, let's set this style into display. I'll give flex. So we'll display the spinner, right? So next I'll be making use of the try and catch block. So what does try and catch block do? Try, catch, and finally we'll be making use of. So I'll just explain in simple words. Try, it will define the code block to run. Catch, it will define the code block to catch the error basically. So finally it will define the code block to run regardless of any error. So these three things, when we write the code, you'll understand. I'll just give try. Within the try, let's generate the content based on the input question using the generative model. Here, after giving the prompt, when I click on the get advice button, we have to generate the content, right? For that one, we'll bring board. So let me make use of the variable result. Let's make use of await as well. Model dot generate content, right? So let me give generate content of question. Next, let me make use of a variable name response. Again, await result dot response. Next, let me make use of the variable name advice. Just give await response dot text, right? So let's next let's remove the asterisk as well as let's format the response text. So whenever we get this thing right, so here after we give some prompt, and when we get the when you click on the get advice, if everything goes wrong, we'll be getting the advice from the from the API, right? So there we will remove the asterisk in the API, and let's format the response text as well, so that this looks good on the UI, right? That's what we'll be doing. So initially what I'll do, I'll just give advice equals advice. It will replace the asterisk, right? So this is just the regular expression. You can just follow along with me. /g. I'll just give empty string. We are replacing the asterisk by the empty string. After this one, advice, let me give advice replace again S W. So here after this one /g, we are replacing this one with the empty string again. Next, let me make use of advice again. I hope you guys know why we are making use of the replace and how do we use the replace, right? So let me give colon /r/n r/r or /n. This one here, this is it. Next, what we'll do, we'll display the generated advice in the HTML. So let me give display advice of advice. So we have not written the function display advice yet. We'll be writing that one in the future. So let me make use of the catch block. Sorry, we pass the error. So within this one, I'll just make use of the console log. Error generating advice. So let me give this one error. Next, what I'll do, let's display the error message if there is a problem generating advice, right? So I'll just make use of the display error function. We have not written this function yet. We'll be writing this one also in the future. So within the display error, I'll just give, sorry, I'm having trouble generating advice. So this is it, right? Next, what I'll do, let's make use of finally. Within finally, we'll just make use of the spinner and let's style that one, right? After displaying the result, what we have to do, we don't need spinner anymore. Let's style this one too. We'll just give display, set the display to none, right? So we'll be hiding the spinner after generating the advice, basically, in simple terms. So this is it for the function get advice. Next, we'll write the function to display the advice. So we have to display the generated advice in the HTML here after get advice within the result container will be displaying the advice, right? For that one, we have to write the function. Let me just comment here and write function to display. This has to be display the generated advice in the HTML. Let me give function. Let me make use of the variable name display advice of advice. Here, while I gave display advice right here, I said we'll be making use of this function. We'll be writing this function in the future. This is nothing but this function. So here, what I'll do, first, let's get the element where the advice will be displayed. So let me make use of the variable name generated content. Let's use document dot get element by ID of generated content. So generated content, where this is coming from, here. If you can see, we have given ID of generated content within this lib. So I'll just copy this one and let me paste it over here. Generated content. So after this one, let's add the generated advice as HTML content inside the paragraph element. So while styling here, generated content P. So here we have styled for the paragraph element within the generated content ID, right? This is nothing but this. I have said that we'll be making use of that one in the JavaScript file. So this is the one. Let me give generated content dot to write the HTML. We'll be making use of inner HTML within the template literals. I'll just give paragraph tag. Let me give advice height and let me close the P tag. Right. So this is it for this function. Next, let's finally, what we'll do, we'll write the function to display the error message in case of an error. So for that one, let me comment this one here and write function to display an error message in case of error. So let me create function of name display error. Let me pass the parameter message. So let's get the element where the error message will be displayed within the generated content again, right? So this one, let me copy this one again here. let me copy this line and let me paste it over here. After this one, what we'll do, we'll add the error message as HTML content inside the paragraph element with an error class. So again, let me copy this one and make the necessary changes. We copy the second line inside the display advice, right, function. Let me paste it over here again. This will be same, generated content.inner HTML, because we want to write the HTML, right? We'll be making use of inner HTML. So within this one, let me give class equals error, and also instead of advice, we have passed the message parameter, right? Same thing here, we'll give message. We'll just remove the HR. This is not required. It doesn't look good. So I'll just format the document once now. So while styling basically, so here error. So this one I said will be making use of this class name within the JavaScript file, right? This one, nothing but class of error here I have given, and we have styled the error here, right? So this is it for the JavaScript file. So let me format the document once. Let's check now. Let me open the Chrome, and I have some 5 questions already here ready with me. So I'll just copy this one. Let me cut this one and paste it over here. So let me click on the get advice. So nothing is happening, right? So let's check what is wrong. So what are the things that I have done wrong is here in the line number 7, while typing, I have done a typo. Basically, it has to be dot here. Get advice button dot event listener. We are adding or attaching the event listener, right? By mistake, I had given comma instead of the dot. So this one, correct this one, as well as here in the line number 32, here we are replacing it with this one empty braces is fine, but leave the space as well here. So these are the 2 things. Let me format this document. And one more thing, in the index.html script src index.js we have given, we are also importing the module here, right? We have imported the module, this one, in Google/generative-AI from this URL. So for this purpose, we have to give the type module as well. Let me give type equals module. Also, let me format the document once. Now let's check. So we have this one initially. If we don't type anything and if we click on get advice, we will get the alert. Please enter your question or challenge. This is working fine. So next what I'll do, I have some questions. Let me cut this one and let me paste it over here. So let's ask the advice. Can you tell me about a recent technological advancement that catch your attention? So let me click on get advice. Now the spinner is working completely fine, right? So yeah, this we are also getting the advice, right, from the API. So as a large learner, I don't have the personal opinions or the interest. I can't touch my attention in a way human would. However, I can tell you about recent technological advancement that is very exciting and has potential to impact this one. Capability, can generate realistic and coherent. This one you are getting applications. This technology has a wide range of potential applications, including education, personalized learning experiences, and AI tutors. You can read this one completely. Yeah, this is giving correct this thing. We are getting the advice, right? We are getting the correct data from the API. Next one, let's check these things as well. What are some tips for staying focused and productive during the work or the study sessions? Let me remove this one and paste it over here and click on get advice. So here you can see staying focused and productive, tips for work and study. Stuff to stay focused in today's world. Here are some tips that will help you power through your work or study sessions. Before you start, set clear goals. This one, use the Pomodoro technique. Also, this is giving the result correctly, right? This is working. Finally, let's check one last time. I'll just remove these 2 things. Let's check the last one. Can you explain the concept of mindfulness and its benefits for the mental well-being? Let me cut this one. Let me close this one as well. Let me paste it over here and click on get advice. Let's wait for some time. So yeah, mindfulness, paying attention to the present moment. Mindfulness is the practice of paying attention. Also benefits of mindfulness for mental well-being. So mindfulness. So we are getting the correct result, right? Everything is working properly. One last thing I'll check. So here in the footer, if I click on this link, I have given the YouTube channel link. So let me check once whether this is taking to my YouTube channel. So yeah, this is also working properly. You can give anything here, your website, your link that is relevant to this project. So everything is working properly as we expected. This is it. Thanks for watching, guys.